and it'd be like $4 or $5, like for real, and you'd be good. So hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. So traveling while broke and solo, please believe, like, I totally understand when you just need to get away. So we're gonna get right into it of things that I do when I ain't got like a whole bunch of money but I just need to get away. My first tip is to pack light. So just make sure you pack light. I know you don't want to be like toting around big old bags or like pulling along some big old bag when you're like exploring the city or whatnot. The reason why I say pack light is because not most of the airlines, but if you find a cheap ticket on one of these airlines, most likely you have to pay extra to get on the plane anyway. Like, bring a carry-on bag. So if you bring your little book bag or whatnot and pack light, then you don't have to pay like extra for a ticket, because it doesn't make sense to get the ticket for like $50, but then now you got to pay like $50 per leg just to bring on a carry-on bag. So pack light, put it all in one bag. That way you don't have to pay extra for the carry-on fee on airlines like Spirit and like maybe Frontier. You can also look for deals on Southwest. If you sign up to like Southwest, either Facebook page or just go on and sign on their app, then they'll like email you when they have deals for like $50 or just $50 to $100 per leg. So that way you can actually get some alerts when they get cheap flights and whatnot. Luckily on Southwest, you don't have to worry about bringing a carry-on bag, because that's free. So Southwest is where it's at on buying a cheap ticket. It depends on what airport you're flying from, so that makes a difference on your ticket. So finding a cheap ticket, it's possible, but it's not always like consistent. You just got to be like ready for a deal to pop up. Another way, look for hostels. I haven't seen the movie Hostel, but I'm sure it's not as scary as what you're thinking. Don't sleep on hostels. The hostels have like really, really good places to stay. Most likely you'll be in a bunk bed or a twin size bed, period, and you'll be in the room with other people. But the best thing about hostels, you're meeting people that also travel solo, that are like super, super cool, super chill. They just want to get away as well and explore the city. They're packing light. Like, don't sleep on hostels. Hostels have really awesome people there. They're usually in really good locations. They're usually in the meat of a location. So let's just say if you're going to like Miami or somewhere like where beaches are, they'll have like hostels that are very cheap, and it's bunk bed style, or it might be 2 people in a room, might be like 4, might be 8, I don't know, but either way it's most likely a twin size bed. They'll have like breakfast, like a little toast or whatnot, like a regular hotel. It might be like $30-$40 a night, but they're usually in a very high activity area. So if you find one that's like on the beach, those are the cool ones. Some people just came there just to go to the beach and they chilling. So those are the people you want to hang out with if you by yourself anyway. So now you got somebody to like chill with. Try to look for places that like have good resources to transportation. So like close to the train lines, or going to Chicago or New York, places like that have like the train close and you can get around very easily. Even if you're going like international, hostels are very big out the country and whatnot, and you can find like some really cool people. They're on a bus line. That makes it easier when you're like on a bus line or you're just in a high activity place, to where there's like buses and trains and whatnot. Also, those hop on hop off buses are usually in the high activity areas as well, so you can hop on one of those and get around the city, and that mug will take you right back to where you're staying at. When I went to San Francisco, I stayed in a hostel. I don't remember how many people were in there, but I can maybe I can find it. But I was in a room, and it was like a little cubby. I had a little curtain over my bed, so that was like, private, somebody below me. It might have been like two other beds in the room. Some little muffins, some Nutri-Grain bars and whatnot, just to get you going for the day. And I carried my backpack, and I hopped on one of those hop on, hop off buses that was like right on the next corner. And that way I could get around, and it took me to all of the cool places like San Francisco Bridge or the Golden Gate Bridge, to the zoo. It was like this big like shopping area that I went to that I don't know the name of it, but it took me to places that like touristy and like where you would want to go. And it probably cost maybe like, I don't know, $30 or something like that for the whole day. But that's worth it instead of trying to figure out stuff on my own. And you can hop on a train. And of course, trains, when you go places, most likely like it's not even over like what, I don't know, $2 at the most per way, or somebody transfer, or you get one of those cars to like transit, something like that, when you go to like Chicago or New York or Washington DC. I got a card from them just to hop on a train. Like, these places are highly accessible to solo travelers, or just to people that's just trying to save a buck because they commute easily in the city anyway. So traveling solo and Baroque. Also, when you're staying in these hostels and whatnot, like, most of these people know about those like good places where you can find like a bomb taco or just bomb meals for super cheap. So it's best food be like cheap. So tacos, bomb sandwiches in the city, slices of pizza, all that stuff, like, that's cheap. So you can definitely like move around. Then you go to like the little corner stores and whatnot, like in up on the East Coast, you go into these bodegas and whatnot, get you a sandwich that they make right there. Like this. Don't sleep on these sandwiches up in these like bodegas and whatnot, because I remember when I was based there in Newark, the corner store would make a fire sandwich, like a deli sandwich. You get a bag of chips and like a can of soda, and it'd be like $4 or $5. Like, for real. And you'd be good. So it's definitely possible to like travel solo and broke and get around the city, and you can do this for like a day or two. If you want to know like how or how much money I spent when I went to San Francisco, or when I went on a trip, and how you can actually do it for cheap, you can get a ticket for like, at the minimum, like you can get probably like a $50, me in Dallas. I've seen round trip tickets for like $50 or $100. This is $100 for your flight. Then you can also get a hostel for like 2 nights, total $75, maybe, like, not necessarily that. Like, you could definitely get it for that or cheaper. Then if you like exploring the city, that's another probably like $60 total for like both days, with food, transportation. If you want to get into like some little stuff like museums or whatnot. But it's definitely possible to travel by yourself, and while your pockets are very thin and for low. You can go on a trip by yourself for less than like $300. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will give you more tips and tell you about more of my trips that I've been on, and how I save money, and how it's definitely possible to get around the world. If you want to get a shirt like this, I am not waiting on anyone. I am my own travel buddy. You can get this shirt on my website. I take trips with ebony.net, and let's go and explore more of the world. It's definitely possible to travel for very low. So tune in, subscribe, and like, and comment. What's a city that you want to go to? Leave in the comments, and let me know. Like, have you been somewhere by yourself and you didn't spend a lot of money? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your stories, and maybe you'll give me some ideas on where I can go, and then I can give you some ideas of where I've been. So leave a comment. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that like button. And I'll talk to you soon. Ebunny Lou, out.
Been around the world, cop the same thing twice. Rub on